Eliminate these 5 things in your home immediately to live longer and stay healthy after 60. If you're over 60 and have been feeling dizzy, experiencing unexplained headaches, or noticing your balance isn't what it used to be, something lurking in your home right now could be the silent culprit. And the worst part? Most people have no idea these everyday items are slowly stealing their health and independence. I've seen it happen to neighbours, friends and family members who thought they were doing everything right. They eat healthy, they exercise, they take their medications, but they're missing the hidden dangers right under their roof. These aren't exotic hazards or rare toxins. These are common household items that millions of seniors have right now, and doctors are begging people to remove them immediately. What makes this even more frightening is that these items become exponentially more dangerous after 60 because of natural changes in your body that you can't control. Today, I'm revealing 5 common household items that doctors and safety experts say you need to eliminate immediately after 60. I'll show you why item number 3 sends over 800,000 seniors to the ER every year. A 2-minute test you can do right now to check if your home is safe. And the surprising item at number 5 that even health-conscious people overlook. Stick around, because the last one could add years to your life. Before we dive in, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss life-saving advice. Item 1. Throw rugs and non-slip mats. Number 1 might surprise you because it's something most people think makes their home safer. I'm talking about throw rugs and those small decorative mats you have scattered around your house. Let me tell you about my neighbour Margaret. She's 67, active, does yoga twice a week, and considers herself pretty health-conscious. Margaret always kept these beautiful decorative rugs by her bed and bathroom because they matched her decor perfectly. One morning she was rushing to answer the phone and caught her foot on the edge of her bedroom rug. The result? A fractured hip and 8 weeks of recovery. She went from completely independent to needing round-the-clock care, all because of a rug. Here's the shocking part that most people don't know. Falls are the leading cause of injury-related deaths for people over 65, and throw rugs account for nearly 40% of all in-home falls. Let that sink in for a moment. Almost half of all falls at home happen because of rugs. Now you might be thinking, but I'm careful, I watch where I step. Here's what most people don't realize, and this is critical to understand. As we age, our peripheral vision and depth perception naturally change. This isn't something you can prevent or control. It's just part of aging. This makes it harder to see rug edges, especially in low light or when you're moving quickly. Your brain doesn't process that slight elevation change as fast as it used to, and by the time you realize your foot caught the edge, you're already falling. It happens in a split second. There's no time to catch yourself, no time to adjust your balance. One moment you're walking normally, and the next moment you're on the ground. The worst falls happen at night when you get up to use the bathroom. The lighting is dim, you're not fully awake, your reaction time is even slower than usual, and that rug becomes a trap. I've heard too many stories of people who got up for a simple bathroom trip and ended up in the hospital. So what's the solution? Remove all throw rugs immediately, every single one. I know they're decorative, I know they add warmth, I know your daughter gave you that one and it has sentimental value. But your safety and independence are worth more than any rug. If you absolutely must keep a rug for warmth or comfort, secure it with heavy-duty double-sided tape rated for at least 10 pounds of grip. But honestly, your safety is worth more than aesthetics. Have you ever tripped on a rug at home? Comment yes if this has happened to you, because I want to know how common this really is. But here's what's even more dangerous, and the next item is something you touch every single day, and it could be poisoning you slowly without you even knowing it. Item 2. Expired or excessive medications. Number 2 is hiding in your medicine cabinet right now, and it's not what you think. I'm talking about expired medications and that overwhelming collection of pill bottles you've accumulated over the years. Most people over 60 take multiple medications, and that's just reality. But here's the problem that nobody talks about. Expired drugs don't just lose their effectiveness, they can actually become toxic. That blood pressure medication that expired 8 months ago? It might not be controlling your blood pressure anymore, which puts you at serious risk for stroke. That antibiotic from 2 years ago? It's completely ineffective now, and keeping it around contributes to antibiotic resistance. Let me share Marie's story, because this will shock you. Marie is a 72-year-old woman who kept every medication her doctor ever prescribed, just in case she needed them again. She had bottles dating back 5 years. One morning, she reached for what she thought was her thyroid medication, but accidentally grabbed an expired blood thinner from a procedure she had years ago. Within hours, she was bleeding internally and ended up in the intensive care unit. All because of medication confusion and expired drugs. The doctors told her family she was lucky to survive. But it's not just about expiration dates, and this is what most people miss. The sheer clutter of having too many pill bottles dramatically increases the risk of dangerous mix-ups. When you're managing multiple medications, clarity is everything. Every extra bottle in that cabinet is a potential mistake waiting to happen. Your brain has to work harder to identify the right bottle, and when you're tired or stressed or not feeling well, that's when errors occur. I talked to a pharmacist who told me she sees this constantly. People come in with bags full of medications they're not even taking anymore. Some are expired, some are for conditions they no longer have, some are duplicates they forgot they already had. It's chaos, and chaos leads to mistakes. Mistakes lead to hospitalizations. Here's what you need to do today, not tomorrow, today. Check the expiration date on every single medication in your home. If it's expired, it goes, period. No negotiations. No, but I might need it. No, it's probably still good. If the date has passed, it's out. Next, get yourself a medication organizer with days and times clearly marked. Spend 10 minutes every Sunday filling it for the week. This simple system eliminates confusion and ensures you're taking the right medication at the right time. You can see at a glance if you've taken your morning pills or not. No more wondering, no more guessing. And please, when you dispose of expired medications, take them to a pharmacy take-back program. Never flush them down the toilet or throw them in the trash, because they contaminate water supplies and can be dangerous to others, including children and pets. When was the last time you checked your medicine cabinet? Comment below 1 month ago, 6 months, or never. Be honest, there's no judgment here. Now, item number 3 is the one that sends the most seniors to the emergency room every single year, and you probably have at least 3 of these in your home right now. Item 3, clutter and obstacles in walkways. This one item causes over 800,000 emergency room visits for seniors annually. I'm talking about clutter and obstacles in your walkways. Now, I know what you're thinking. I don't have clutter. But let me ask you this. Are there shoes by your front door? Stacks of mail on the hallway table? Magazine piles next to your favourite chair? A laundry basket at the bottom of the stairs? Pet toys scattered around? Electrical cords running across the floor? That's clutter, and every single one of those items is a tripping hazard. Here's why this becomes so dangerous after 60, and this is critical to understand. Your mobility naturally reduces. Your reaction time slows down. Your vision changes, especially in low light. What used to be a minor inconvenience, just stepping over something, now becomes a life-threatening hazard. Your body simply doesn't respond as quickly when you lose your balance. Let me tell you about Robert. He's a 68-year-old retired teacher, sharp as a tack, still drives, does his own grocery shopping, completely independent. One afternoon, his grandson was visiting and left a toy truck in the hallway. Robert got up to answer the doorbell. His mind was on who was at the door, and he didn't see the toy. He tripped, threw his hand out to catch himself, and broke his wrist. But the physical injury wasn't the worst part, and this is what most people don't realize. After that fall, Robert developed a fear of falling. He started walking slower, looking down constantly, avoiding movement. This fear led to reduced activity, which accelerated his muscle loss, which made him even more vulnerable to falls. It became a vicious cycle. And it all started with a toy truck in the hallway. One small item, one moment of distraction, one life-changing injury. Here's a 2-minute safety test you can do right now. I want you to walk through your home with fresh eyes. Pretend you're seeing it for the first time. Can you move from your bedroom to your bathroom without stepping over or around anything? Are all your walkways at least 3 feet wide and completely clear? Could you walk through your house at night without turning on lights and feel safe? If you answered no to any of those questions, you have work to do. Here are your action steps. Create a designated landing zone for shoes, bags, and mail. This is a specific spot where these items live, not scattered around. Use cord organizers or tape electrical cords flat to your baseboards so they're not crossing walkways. Install motion sensor nightlights in hallways, bathrooms, and anywhere you walk at night. These are game changers because they turn on automatically when you move. No fumbling for light switches in the dark. And declutter 1 room per week. Start with the most critical path from your bedroom to your bathroom, because that's where most nighttime falls happen. Don't try to do everything at once, because you'll get overwhelmed. 1 room, 1 week, steady progress. Look around right now. Is your hallway completely clear? Be honest and comment clear or cluttered. I want to see how many people need to take action today. Okay, number 4 is something you probably use to make your home smell nice, but it's actually filling your lungs with toxins every single day. Item 4. Chemical air fresheners and harsh cleaning products. You're trying to keep your home clean and fresh, but this common mistake could be damaging your respiratory system. I'm talking about chemical air fresheners and harsh cleaning products. Walk into your home right now. Do you smell something? A plug-in air freshener? Scented candles? That fresh linen spray? That clean ocean breeze from your cleaning products? Here's what you're actually smelling, and this will shock you. Volatile organic compounds, or VOCs. These are chemicals that evaporate into the air you breathe, and they're toxic. The hidden danger with these products is that they work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That plug-in air freshener isn't just releasing fragrance when you notice it, it's constantly pumping chemicals into your air every single second. Those aerosol sprays, you're breathing in fine particles that settle deep into your lungs where they can't easily be expelled. And harsh chemical cleaners? The fumes linger for hours after you finish cleaning, sometimes even days depending on ventilation. Here's why this matters more after 60, and most people have no idea about this. As we age, our lungs naturally become more sensitive. The protective mechanisms that filter out toxins become less efficient. The tiny hairs in your airways that sweep out particles don't work as well. The mucus that traps pollutants becomes less effective. Prolonged exposure to these chemicals causes headaches, dizziness, respiratory issues, and can significantly worsen asthma or COPD. A recent study found that seniors exposed to synthetic fragrances daily have a 34% higher risk of developing respiratory complications. Think about that. 1/3 higher risk just from trying to make your home smell nice. Let me tell you about Linda, because this story perfectly illustrates the problem. She's 65 and couldn't figure out why she had constant headaches. She tried everything. Changed her diet, saw multiple doctors, had MRIs and blood tests done. Nothing showed up. Everything came back normal. The doctors couldn't find anything wrong. Then, almost by accident, she ran out of her plug-in air fresheners and didn't replace them immediately. Within 1 week, her headaches were completely gone. Vanished. The culprit had been in her home the entire time, pumping chemicals into every room, and she had no idea. She thought she was doing something good by keeping her home smelling fresh. So what's the solution? Switch to natural cleaning products, and this is easier than you think. Vinegar and baking soda clean almost everything. Seriously, people cleaned homes for centuries without harsh chemicals. Use Castile soap for dishes and surfaces. If you want pleasant scents, use essential oil diffusers sparingly, but make sure they're pure essential oils, not synthetic fragrances labelled as essential oils. Read the ingredients. And here's the most important tip that costs nothing. Open your windows daily. Fresh air circulation is the best air freshener you can have. Even in winter, crack a window for 10 minutes a day. Let your home breathe. Choose fragrance-free laundry detergents, unscented dish soaps, and cleaners without added perfumes. Your nose might need a few days to adjust because it's been overwhelmed by artificial scents, but your lungs will thank you. You'll start noticing natural smells again. Fresh air will actually smell good instead of needing to be covered up. How many air fresheners do you have plugged in right now? Comment the number. I'm genuinely curious to see the average. And now for number 5. This is the one that even health-conscious people miss, and removing it could literally add years to your life. Item 5. Items stored on high shelves. The final item on this list is so dangerous that emergency room doctors call it the silent risk multiplier. I'm talking about items stored on high shelves, anything you have to reach overhead or climb to access. Think about what this requires, and really visualize this. You have to reach up, which affects your balance. You might need to climb on something which doubles your fall risk. You're holding a heavy or awkward item which throws off your center of gravity. And you're looking up, which can cause dizziness, especially after 60. It's the perfect storm for a catastrophic fall. Here's why this is critical to understand, and this is backed by medical research. Your balance decreases by 2 to 3% every single year after age 60. Your shoulder flexibility reduces, and looking up causes more dizziness as you age because the fluid in your inner ear, which controls balance, doesn't move as smoothly as it used to. What felt completely effortless at 40 becomes genuinely dangerous at 65. Let me tell you about Thomas, and please pay attention to this story. He's a 71-year-old man who lived independently, managed his finances, took care of his home, completely self-sufficient. One afternoon, he was preparing for Thanksgiving dinner and needed a serving platter from the top shelf of his kitchen cabinet. He grabbed a step stool, climbed up, reached for the platter, and lost his balance. He fell backward, hit his head on the kitchen counter, and suffered a traumatic brain injury. Thomas survived, but he was never the same. He lost some cognitive function. He couldn't live independently anymore. His entire life changed in 1 second, all for a serving platter he used once a year. Here's the brutal truth that nobody wants to hear, but you need to understand. Most serious falls happen at home, not out in public. Injuries from falls become life-threatening after 60 because your bones are more fragile, you're more likely to hit your head, and recovery takes 3 to 4 times longer than it did when you were younger. Many seniors who break a hip never regain full independence. They end up in assisted living or nursing homes. One fall can end your ability to live on your own terms. So, what's the strategic solution? Move everything you use regularly to waist to chest height. This is your primary storage zone. Items you use daily or weekly should never require reaching overhead, never. Store rarely used items in labelled boxes at ground level, in a basement or in a garage. Better yet, donate them. If you haven't used something in a year, you don't actually need it. Be honest with yourself. If you must keep items on high shelves, ask family or friends to help you access them or hire a handyman for occasional retrieval. The cost of hiring help is nothing compared to the cost of an emergency room visit or long-term care. And please never use chairs, stools without handrails, or anything unstable to climb on. If you absolutely must have a stepladder, get one with a handrail and non-slip steps. But honestly, the best solution is to eliminate the need entirely. Here's a radical thought that I want you to seriously consider. Simplify and downsize. The older we get, the less we actually need. Every item stored up high is a potential danger. Is that punch bowl you use once every 3 years really worth risking your independence? Do you have heavy items on high shelves right now? Comment guilty if you do. No shame, we're all learning together. Now, let me show you what happens when you remove these 5 things. What changes when you stop sacrificing? Here's the transformation timeline. This is what happens when you eliminate these 5 dangers. In week 1, you'll notice you're walking more confidently through your home. No more hesitation, no more careful stepping, no more second-guessing every move. You'll feel a sense of freedom you didn't realize you'd lost. By week 2 to 4, your breathing might improve as chemical exposure decreases. Those random headaches you blamed on stress or weather. They could reduce or disappear entirely. You might sleep better because you're not breathing in VOCs all night. By month 2 to 3, your stress about falling at home drops significantly. You stop thinking about it constantly. You move freely without fear. This mental shift is huge because fear restricts your life just as much as physical limitations do. Long-term, you've just reduced your fall risk by up to 60%. You've eliminated toxic exposure that was slowly damaging your respiratory system. And you've created a home that supports your health instead of threatening it. These changes don't just add years to your life, they add quality, independence, and confidence. One woman told me after making these changes, for the first time in years, I feel safe in my own home. I'm not tiptoeing around anymore, I'm living fully. That's what this is about. Living fully, safely, and on your own terms. If this video opened your eyes to dangers you didn't know existed, do me a favor, hit that like button right now. It helps other people over 60 find this life-saving information. Seriously, you could help save someone's life just by clicking that button. And here's what I want you to do today. Not tomorrow, not next week, today. Walk through your home and identify these 5 items. Then remove at least 2 of them before you go to bed tonight. Just 2. Start with the easiest ones. Maybe clear your walkway and remove 1 air freshener. That's progress. Comment below which one you're tackling first. I read every single comment and I'll be here cheering you on. Tell me, are you starting with the throw rugs? Checking those medications? Clearing the clutter? I want to know. Share this video with a friend, a family member, or anyone over 60 who needs to see this. Text it to them right now. You could literally save someone's life with 1 share. And subscribe to this channel, hit that notification bell so you never miss life-changing advice that helps you live longer, healthier, and more independently after 60.